Everyone. My name is Laura Herman, and I'm thrilled to be at this year's Creativity and Cognition. Right now, I'm a grad student at the University of Oxford's Internet Institute, a multidisciplinary institute looking at the effect of technology on society. And I'm also a researcher at Adobe, looking at Creative Cloud and the emerging products for creatives that we're working on in the digital creativity space. I'm particularly interested in how these emerging technologies influence creativity, and a lot of my work so far at Oxford has been focused on algorithmic creativity, or the influence of algorithms on people creating, curating, and perceiving creative works, particularly focused in the digital visual art space, as well as sort of the UX design and research space. Previously, I studied psychology and neuroscience, so I'm particularly interested in the cognition part of creativity and cognition. And my research at that time looked at how creatives' perception differed tangibly from non-creative professionals' visual perceptual skills. So I'm really excited to be here. Looking forward to meeting everyone. And if you have any topics related to virtual reality, augmented reality, multimodal, multisensory experiences, those are some of the places that I really geek out on. And so I'd love to chat about those as well. And otherwise, anything related to visual creativity and humans' perception of or creation of that digital creativity in the visual space, I'm looking forward to learning more about. My current project that I'll probably be talking the most about is sort of two parts. First is looking at how we measure creativity. Of course, there's a lot of interest and discussion and debate about whether or not we should measure creativity, but I've seen many people in this sort of broader HCI community looking to build tools that improve creativity. And I feel like there's a gap in understanding what does it really mean for something to be enhancing or successful at being a creativity support tool. And so in order to try to address that problem, I led a mixed method research study that included qualitative, quantitative, and visual data to look at how viewers of the creative content conceptualize what online digital creativity is. So it was not a focus, as most previous research has been, on the creators themselves or on these sort of external creative experts measuring the creative output, but rather on the ultimate viewers or sort of end users of the creative thing that is made, and looking at how they describe searching for and perceiving creativity in this digital space that is, in fact, algorithmically curated. So some early results of that reveal that people are particularly focused on things that we've heard a lot about in the past: novelty, for example, visual composition when analyzing a creative work. But they also, in the digital space, begin to care about whether or not something grabs their attention or catches their eye, which is really interesting when you think about sort of the broader attention economy that these images are existing within. The study also looked at comparing how algorithms perceive this online digital creative work through style similarity mechanisms, for example, with sort of doing a sequence analysis of the different steps that the actual end users would take in experiencing an online digital piece, and what their process of seeing looks like in comparison to an algorithm's way of seeing. Of course, algorithms are often focusing on things like style similarity or attention-grabbing metrics that are not actually representative of creativity. And so my concern and what I want to investigate further is how algorithms, by curating the digital creative works that the general public is exposed to, might be, in fact, limiting or constraining the sort of creative inspiration space or the creative cultural space. The second study that I'll be talking about, it was a study of TikTok users doing online virtual creative collaboration using the TikTok duet feature. And so I figured this would be a great way to really investigate how different creatives are collaborating with one another online during the pandemic. But what I ended up finding was that people were very much seeing TikTok collaboration using this duet feature as something that was more akin to mooching off of another creator. There was no communication between the different creators when they're working on the duet. It was really just one person had created something that another person then created on top of. So it's more of a remixing model, which I'd be really curious to learn more about if that has come up in any of your work. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all and discussing all of these topics shortly. Thank you.